All right, everybody. Hey, it's 20 minutes for 20 months. So I hope everybody's surviving out there. This last week has been intense with the energy. There's just a lot of, let's just call it good forces and bad forces fighting it out. And people are super on edge, and you can just feel like the explosive energy. So today is the June 25th, 2020. Today is the second part of the Pendulum class. And so let's just go to the blog really quick. And let me go there. Oh, I have to get there first. I am unprepared. It has been just a pretty crazy week. And I'm holding on tight. I'm not letting, stuff shake me down. All right. So here's the blog. Just a super simple blog today because a lot of it's just kind of going to be show and tell. So this is a cultivator. It actually helps to pull weeds out of the soil so that you leave the roots in, which have all the nutrient in it, and you just pull off the top so that they can't grow anymore. So it's something that we use in farming. This is a homemader. And so, I use everything kind of as an extension of myself, right? It's sending and receiving energy and picking it up, just like I would use a dowsing tool. So whether I'm using a rake, so I'm just really conscious about, how my energy reflects into a lot of these things that, may touch other things or the earth or whatever else, because I have to realize everything is conducting energy. And how am I using, my tools? Am I using them as tools to be helpful and beneficial, or am I using them to harm, right? So there's always this do no harm, but sometimes we don't realize what do no harm means, and that, it's really monitoring your own energy field and how you're relating to the world, and using certain things that can make that energy stronger or more dangerous, okay, or beneficial too on the other side. So like I said, the key to using a pendulum, any dowsing device, is you, right? It's connected to you. You're the operator. You're the one that's kind of commanding, using it to, get information, help you to extend yourself out into the world. And like the first class I talked about, I hate muscle testing because it only uses one side of the person that's being tested. It only uses your left hemisphere. And that's, present moment. It's more reptile, it's more past and future. And, can you pick up some technical information from that side about what's going on with the body? Yes. But the present moment, infinite and spontaneous healing happens from the right hemisphere. So you're not getting the information from that and connecting into it. So that's why I like dowsing, because everybody can dowse. Everybody can figure out what that information is for themselves. And because you have a physical thing, so you're asking questions, but you have to use your right hemisphere. Your left hemisphere is asking questions while your right hemisphere is, trying to sink in on a symbolic level with the pendulum, right? So that's why, you can get really creative with your pendulums, because that's a really right hemisphere kind of thing, right? So that's what we're going to do today, is we're going to have so we're going to look at some stuff and have the play time. Anyway, so in the beginning, like I said, I recommend that you get more creative with your spiritual tools and play with different elements, connector cords, tools of all kinds. And so I like to use hemp string, because I also use this same string to make medicine bundles and tie, my smudge wands, and, I do a lot of other spiritual activity. So, and I prefer colors like red. Red is a really good, strong power color for me. I do like black And then sometimes I will use white. It just depends. And it depends on maybe what I'm also preparing medicine for particular gatherings, what I might use. But I always try to stay with the hemp, right? Because it's a natural fiber, and the support of hemp to get more hemp growing so that we can get away from plastic and fossil fuels and a lot of these kinds of things. So supporting hemp too in that way. Let's see what else. In the beginning, it's sometimes easier to have a heavier pendulum because I think because of our insecurity, sometimes, or our mind is all over the place, and so the pendulum is getting all kinds of information and it gets confused. So it may not show its function real well. So sometimes a heavier one can help out in the beginning. Let's see. Okay, so these are pendulums that I found online. So there's, definitely metal pendulums. There's definitely different types in here. You have like some Schallenberger, vortexy kind of stuff. So you have some different kinds of things there. You can use different kinds of cords, like I said, long ones. Sometimes the longer and heavier your pendulum is in the beginning, it can be really long, like, 2 feet long. The easier it's going to be to read. And then here's some gemstone pendulums right here. And then here's some wood ones. And I like these, so this is why I put the picture up, because they have just kind of different, they just have some different interesting stuff looking at them. So, okay, so, and, I'm against, just my personal thing is that I'm against, let me get out. I just, I just did a video because I haven't, like, been working with this whole, like, am I creating, which means can I grow or get from the environment in a good, sustainable way, everything that I need? Yes. So how do I segue from buying into the system, right? How do I stop buying into the system and stop buying it, right? And make it. So this is kind of going to be on that. So it's going to be kind of fun. All right. So I went out to collect garbage, but also along the river, because I'm just adamant about garbage not being in the river. It's disrespectful, so disrespectful to the environment. So I try to go out like once a week if I can and collect during the time frame that I'm down there, walking right along the river through the jungle. Jen loves that. It's her favorite thing because she can jump in the water and then go through the jungle, which is not a big jungle. I mean, we're in the desert, but anyway, and so I pick up garbage, and then I was looking for, I put it in my mind to the spirits, the good spirits, the elementals, that help us, and also the mineral kingdoms, about, finding things that I could show that you can douse with, okay? And they got really creative, I have to say. There was some serious creative work on their part. And the one is like, the last one's going to be mind-blowing. But so these are the things that I came along and found. And so I wanted to see if we could douse with them. So the first one that I came along was this little plastic doohickey. I do really like when you find those big metal ones. These are, that they would put big screws in. The metal ones of these are super awesome, the little rings. But see, I could do a plastic ring. Yeah. Okay, so I can douse with a plastic ring. Sometimes, when things have been in certain areas for long periods of time, they know that area, and I will leave it once I've dowsed. So say I go to a property and I do dowsing on a house. A lot of people have me come because of entity, kind of darker things, douse property, and then, fix it, make medicines and stuff and fix it. And I might pick up something so that I can read really clearly what's going on. And then help me to, figure things out. So we had this ring, plastic ring. Then, oh yeah, these were kind of cool too. So I got these. These are like these seed pod thingies that come from trees. And so I was just gonna take one of them and just see, see what could go on, because say, for example, I'm working on my land and I've got an area on the land where, you know, like I hope it's going to stay, that I don't know what to deal with. Say I keep planting plants there and I can't get anything to grow. So maybe what will happen is that that I will find, you know, like a seed pod or something like that that I can actually douse. Or say the tree doesn't look really well, I can, you know, pick up the seed pod from the tree and, you know, then be able to ask questions, because, you know, the seed has a lot of the information and data, because it's an application. So it's going to leave. So anyway, it's going to leave the it's going to leave the tree so that I can actually take this information and I can go and place it somewhere else, right? So that's that. Okay, so next is going to be my Zoom seems to be getting hacked by people. It's pretty bizarre. Because now I'm not doing live classes anymore. I'm just doing classes on my own because it's just too much. And I'm getting some crazy, you know, like trolley people. So I found this by the river. So I thought that was kind of interesting. It does have a little area that, you know, it can grab onto. So I was just gonna check it out and just see what, you know, see what happens. Does it, you know, do anything? It is a little awkward, but, you know, in a pinch, it could be usable, right? So yeah, it's just a little weebly wobbly, but you know, in a pinch you could use it. So yeah, so these are all things that I found at the river when I was looking. See, I did 2 jobs at once, right? This one I'm really excited about. It's a piece of wood, a piece of like drifty wood, and so I've got to get and it had a hole in it. So that was, you know, I really like rocks that have holes in them. When I was living at the ocean in San Diego at this ashram, I used to walk the ocean all the time, and they would have these great, you know, really polished stones that have holes in them. So great for dowsing. Okay, so, and, you know, those stones would have a long relationship with water. So they could be used for, you know, some water kind of stuff. So anyway, I really like this guy. This guy was super cool. I think I'm going to actually ultimately keep this guy because, you know, we just hit it off right from the start. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. Okay, so I'm not teaching how to douse today, but what I'm doing is I'm teaching you certain things. And then remember my shell, one of my favorite, you know, dowsing things. I found this at the ocean. That's why I use it for my water work. Okay, so I'm going to actually keep this because these are cottonwood seeds, and cottonwoods here are dying a lot. And so eventually when I get to my land, I'm going to you know, plant as many cottonwoods as I can on my property. I mean, I'm going to do a lot of different trees, but cottonwood, it has very good medicine. The buds are, you know, super amazing. You know, before the leaf, the little buds of the leaf, and they help with pain. Super good with pain, especially like salves. Okay, so this is not bad. So I'm resonating. You know, I've got some resonation with my cottonwood seed pod. So I could take this and ask, you know, so we're going to ask. So, okay, show me from spins of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, what is the health of the tree that you came from? So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's telling me that probably 6. Let's see. 7. No, so it's going to rate itself and the tree that it came from at about a 6, right? So that's not good. It's, 4 points low from the highest. Okay, and that's going to be something that I'm going to keep, and I need to bag that little guy up. All right, so let's see here. Let me get, I'm all fuzz. My line is all fuzzed up. Okay, so this one I was really excited about too, because, I have this thing with mullein. Mullein is just the most incredible, just, probably one of the most incredible medicines that, we have available most everywhere. And, the plant just does, the whole thing is medicine. It's superhuman and animal friendly. Okay, so I found an awesome mullein dried pod from last year. I made sure and shook it out really well just to leave all the seeds. And I still had a little seeds that came with me, and we're good. But anyway, so this is really exciting. This would actually be a pretty darn good dowser, to communicate like how, the other plants are in the area. This would be an awesome thing to do, because mullein it likes to get inside, right? So it's a very inside plant, and a lot of its work it does deep, deep inside. And it deals with a lot of inflammation, which is kind of the heart of problems, the heart of disease, and a lot of these types of things. So anyway, the super side. Okay, so this is okay, I'm laughing at myself because this was like a hysterical thing. I found it when I was doing garbage, and I heard this voice say to me, well, hey, you could put stuff in it. I was like, oh wow, that would take dowsing to a whole other level, even for me. So I found in the water this, bubble gum thingy. So I don't even know how, oh, there it goes. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just put it through here on my pendulum. And I have a stone that is pretty important to me. Actually, I've got two. I've got like an iron kind of thingy. This one has a transmitter in it. I don't know if you can see it. It has a it has an actual triangle and a barcode in it, and it's pretty trippy. And I found it. It came to me. I always find weird stuff like that. I mean, weird to this world. People wouldn't believe that this kind of stuff exists, but it's all good. Let me see if I can get it. It won't show itself. Need more light. Okay, but I could put seeds in this. I could put sand. I could put pebbles. I could put all kinds of different things in here to douse certain areas. So we're going to test drive it because I haven't test drive it. So I'm going to put those two stones that I trust. And hey, it's not too bad. And it has quite a bit of weight. And it's fun. So this is like, really activating my right hemisphere, right? Because, I'm having fun, right? I'm creating some ways, to get in some good information. So now I'm just going to try it. All right. So I'm actually going to keep this for dowsing, because I always sometimes have trouble trying to get a string on things like that I find if there's minimal on the land. But I can take my bubble gum container and I can put sand in it. I can put anything in it and douse. So I'm down. I'm down. All right. So let's see. So I've been spending a lot of time with these stones. So I'm just going to ask, okay, guys, on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, how well am I doing on my physical, general health, and nutrition? Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, it's pretty happy with me. That's good. All right, guys, how about, have I had a really stressful week this week? How stressful has it been? 1 to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It has been. And what I'm looking for is the stop of the rotation when it just becomes, or decides to go in another direction. That tells me like that's the end, right there. Okay, so how do you guys think I'm doing overall with all aspects of my life? 1 to 10, 1 being the best, 10 being the worst. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 9. So it starts to rotate this way instead of this way. Okay, so what area is it in? Is it in the mental, that the problems are that I'm not doing good? Sort of. Is it in the emotional? No. Is it in the physical? No, it's in the spiritual, I bet. Is it in the spiritual? Yeah, kind of mental, spiritual. Okay, so yeah, so can I heal that by getting out and doing more herbal collection, getting outside more? Yeah, kind of. So, all right, so that's kind of it. So anyway, so I was super excited about that. I was like, that was your great surprise. All right, which was the bubble gum container. And remember, go out and look for stuff. Let spirit help you, help yourself, and let, let the creator or God or whoever you're communicating with, the benevolent forces, help you to find stuff. So that's kind of like what I do with my classes. I try to also help them, let them help me to sort out information to share, um, and they help me to make the decision. So each week on Monday, sometimes I don't even really know what I'm going to be sharing. And then by, the morning of, for the class, they usually have some kind of like outline, and ideas and thoughts about what I should share. And, I can't share things that are not in my own data bank, right? So, and as we go along, there'll just be all kinds of different stuff, more and more stuff that, hopefully plants seeds, right? And you can even douse with your seeds, right? So communicating with, the world around you. And yeah, so next week we're going to learn, next Thursday, the third pendulum class is going to be on how to communicate with your pendulum, and so that you have like, you could pick up anything and read from it because you already have an established protocol with how you need your information accessed, right? So next week's going to be a little bit more working with the pendulum, and getting that idea kind of down. Then the fourth class is going to be on taking it out, taking it out and about in different venues and locations and different ideas that you can actually use it, right? Okay, everybody, that's it. Have a great day. We'll see you next week. Bye.